going on Twitter and all those other good joints. It's Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make some sense out of nonsense. And welcome to the show. We are a few minutes out before 7, but if I can, I like to log on just a few minutes early, just to make sure everything's running properly, and to check in and see what's going on with y'all. Give me a few minutes to rap to y'all. Somebody said, Kev, what's happening? What's going on in Dallas? Did you ever move back to the States, or you still out of the country? Yeah. So somebody said they hear me. Oh, yeah, y'all helping me with my mic sounds. A nice check one and all of that. Somebody says, all righty, I am opening the bar. Yeah, Don, crack open all of it. We want the martini and rosti, asti, splamante. We want all of that. Yummy. So now, if this is your first time checking out the show, please hit that like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other platforms. From Cincinnati, I'm telling you, I'm going to be making a cameo appearance in the Natty real soon. Oh, we got people out there from Liveland, Seattle. Woo-wee. Hey, I salute you. I salute you. Holding it down out there in the Seattle area. The Kev Show. Yeah, from North Carolina. Thanks, Stan. Oh, man. All right. See, now y'all getting me pumped. Y'all getting me pumped up. Ready for battle now. Ready for battle. I got some folks behind me. And I feel like, you know what? Y'all got my back, then let's go. Let's go. So anyway, it's almost time for the show. So let me go ahead and get loose. Get out some of these preliminaries, and then we're going to get into the nonsense. Somebody say Los Angeles. Ooh. Everybody, a moment of prayer. Please protect this person out there in Los Angeles. Yeah, man. Los Angeles is interesting. I would love to get some feedback from some conservatives in many of these liberal cities to see if the news reports are accurate. So if y'all got some intel on what's really going on out there, like in Portland, I see Maryland, all of these places, are they really turning these things into ran cities, or are we just exaggerating it? Now I see Danny from London. There we go. And somebody said I'm on time tonight. Yeah, let's get it started. Let me get loose. Like a what? Real gorilla. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Yeah, man. So now, somebody said, yeah, it's insane in Portland. Oh, unfortunate. Texas Gulf Coast here. What? Look at that. All down in Texas. That's what I'm talking about. Boston in the house. We got, well, you know what? We national. As a matter of fact, we're international. Somebody was watching the show from London. That's great. So now, with that being said, before we get started, make sure that you, if you can, text MAGA to 330-974-4607. This way you can stay in touch with me just in case YouTube want to unexist me. And, it'll help if you subscribe to my alternative channel, too. This way, if I do get bounced off of here, we do have an outlet along with Rumble. So if you haven't subscribed to my Rumble channel, please do. I've been meaning to do some live shows on Rumble as well, but boy, I tell you, man, it's juggling. I'm like juggling, but I'm gonna get to it. I am. And then also, I have a link below this video for my monthly fundraiser that I do right now, since censorship is in effect. And if you all want to help out, you can. And then finally, you can always visit the merch store, where we have all kind of real gorilla gear. So please check that out. Now, with no further ado, I think it's about that time, y'all. Let me make sure. Oh, yeah. Houston, we're 1 minute out. So I think that's close enough. So let's get busy because, see, we're going to open up tonight with a message from Donald Trump. See, I like his enthusiasm. See, Donald Trump seems to think that we might be able to flip the whole U.S. red. Now, I mean, that's a big, tall task, but the way the Democrats are stinking it up, who knows? When people get fed up when they get tired of being sick and tired, they might just say, give me something else. Just like the Democrats tried to use Antifa and Black Lives Matter and all of these little brown shirts and stuff like that to bombard society with chaos, drama, threats, intimidation, hoping that society gets so sick and tired of it that they just say, just make it stop. Just give us, I mean, we'll take whatever y'all give it. Just leave. We don't want them folks showing up at our houses and our jobs. Just let us be. Just let us be. It also can have the reverse effect. See, when you got a strong society that, one, don't succumb to that type of bully tactics that the left uses, and then two, the other bubbleheads are starting to experience the policies of the same people who unleashed that mob on everybody else. And it was cute. It was cute then. It was cute. See, but now when they start unleashing things like crime in your neighborhoods and in your cities, unleashing things like illegal immigrants all over the place, now all of a sudden, maybe some of those bubbleheads done popped. Maybe some of them bubbleheads was like, all right, it was fun and all when they were harassing everybody else and stuff. Now, these same Democrats have unleashed chaos on us, a different form of chaos. No Black Lives Matter, no Antifa on them, but they're unleashing chaos nonetheless. So when people get sick and tired of that, all it takes is the right messaging and the right person to come along and say, hey, look what they're doing. I know y'all thought y'all hated me, but did I do any of that? Was I the one unleashing folks into your neighborhoods? Was I the one trying to fight against crime while they were talking about you know what, we need to abolish the police and we need to get rid of bail and we need to, and all of that? Now y'all living in hell because y'all ain't got no bail. So let's go ahead and see what Trump is talking about.
The Republican Party under Trump has become a tremendous success.
Are you going to be able to flip blue states like in New York and in New Jersey? There's a rumor you're going to do a rally in the South Bronx.
I think so, yeah. I think I will do that.
Then what are you going to do?
I think I'll do one maybe at Madison Square Garden, too.
What?
I think we have a chance. New York has changed a lot in the last 2 years.
That's right, because they've been beat up. Yeah, it has changed a lot. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Yeah, it's changed a lot. So when people get beat up enough, when people start saying, man, I mean, every which way I turn, the pressure's on me. We need somebody to step in and clear the way. We need somebody to step in with a real message of change. So you got to wait just right until the people are ripe. You never pick the fruit before it's ripe. You don't want that bad, nasty, hard green apple. Nah, you don't want that. You don't want it to get over ripe either. Just right. Nice and bright, red, and right there. So the same thing with the people, the big apple up there. Yeah, these people are just about ripe. And if you allow this to go on for the next 9 months or so, by the time election come, oh, they'll be nice and bright and red, begging to be picked. Like, oh man, just pick us off the tree. Look, we're right. We're ready. Whatever you want to do. Now, I'm not saying all of New York would turn red, but people underestimate the popularity of Trump. And I think if he did start doing rallies in some stereotypical areas that they say Trump is hated here, I think you'll be surprised how many people will come out and be like, man, I'm coming to hear Trump. I think people would travel from other surrounding states or cities just to come to New York to see him. I know I would. I mean, if he does that rally up there, I'm a RSVP. I'm going to try to get up there to New York. Like I said, though, I'm going to be scared for my life, though. All right. Okay. Everything cool. My hubcaps still on my car? Okay, good. So let's finish hearing what Trump says.
We have migrants all over the street. They're living on Madison Avenue. I mean, nobody can believe what's happened to New York. The people of New York are angry. Yeah. People that would have never voted for me because I'm a Republican. I mean, they're Democrats. Their parents would they vote for Democrats. I think they're going to vote for me. Yeah, same thing with Chicago. We saw those brothers up there saying, man, Trump, come on down here, Trump. Hey, man, Trump, meet with us. Trump. Trump's people need to be letting him know, hey, you got people in Chicago want to hear from you.
Boy, that would be great. And it would give Mayor Conehead a black eye, dot his eye. I could hear him now. This white nationalist is coming to our city, bringing his systemic racism. What? Oh, black people wanted him to come? Well, they're not really black. They're black white nationalists. All of that stuff. Boy, it would be tough for them to spin it if the black folks there invited Trump to come. How they gonna spin that? I mean, I could see if it was a whole bunch of good old boys like, man, Trump, we need you down here, man. This thing right here is getting blacker and blacker and blacker. No, but these are black folks that said, we need Trump. So I wish that he would do some more outreach to some of the inner cities and these minorities because the tide is turning.
So I think we're going to give New York a heavy shot. They're very unhappy in New York, what's happening, and they're unhappy with the crime. You take a look at the crime in New York, it's at record levels. The other thing is, and very importantly, New Jersey. I think New Jersey can be flipped. I think that Virginia can be flipped. I think that New Mexico.
Look at that. Dory, you said you have notifications on and never see you. I'm going to screenshot that and be sending that to YouTube too and listen to their excuses. It's because she doesn't really have notifications on. Well, she says she did. Well, we say she didn't. It's your word against mine. Oh, they get me sick. Anyway, I'm sorry I got distracted. I'm reading your messages. So that's why sometimes I get distracted. But go ahead.
Can be flipped, and I think Minnesota can be flipped. And I'm not even sure that everything can't be flipped.
Everything can't be. Man, flip it all, man. Flip this mess. That's what I'm saying. If you got the right campaign messaging, if you got the right support of your party, I heard Ronald McDonald done step down or is stepping down or something like that. She's out. If we get some people who know how to utilize the resources that the GOP has, then we'll be okay. When I was at the White House, I was asking somebody who was part of outreach in the GOP. And I asked, what kind of resources? Like, do you have a budget? Nah, we don't really have that. We don't really have this. We can't really do that. And I'm going, man, y'all are missing out on so many opportunities. I got all kind of creative thoughts in my head how to get the message out. And it ain't difficult. All you got to do is put up a little money, little effort, and then the people would know how corrupt these raggedy Democrats are. But hey, we'll see how that goes. But why do we even have the possibility to flip any of these states red? Well, it's because of this guy right here. This guy right here.
But the truth is, I wouldn't be here without the Democratic voters of South Carolina, and that's a fact.
What was that? Truth is, I wouldn't be here without the Democrats. That's a fact. Hold on. Let's see here what he said. Oh, the translator. Pray for her. Let's see if we can.
But the truth is, I wouldn't be here without the Democratic voters of South Carolina, and that's a fact.
That man got marbles in his mouth. Marbles in his mouth. That's a fact. What the heck is he talking about? Man, I would be embarrassed to be in that audience. I'd be like, how'd I end up here? If it was my first date and I didn't know nothing about politics, hun, why don't we go visit the Joe Biden speech? Okay. And I'm sitting in there and I hear that mess. I'd be like, is he sick? Did he swallow some marbles? I don't understand. Somebody just told me they were unsubscribed. Thank you so much. Third time. Wow. I'm going to get on their butts tonight. I'm going to let them have it. I'm going to let them have it. Anybody else got problems, please put it in the notes. I'll take care of it afterwards. So yeah, I would be concerned about this man's health. And then it continues.
Folks, if I were smart, I'd say thank you and leave.
Yeah,
there is some movement, and I don't want to. Well, maybe choose my words. There's some movement. There's been a response from.
Spit that mess out. You hear that man up there talking about? There's some movement. From. Well, let me choose my words. Some movement. How embarrassing is this man? I mean, this is the type of stuff that when you look at it from the outside looking in, meaning other countries, they got to be cracking up. I know Pootie is sitting in his hot tub with a cigar somewhere, laughing at the top of his lungs. I know Chi is busting a gut somewhere. All of them sitting around, look at Joe Biden, so stupid, having a great time laughing at him. I know even some of our allies, you can't tell me that even though some of our ally England and Germany and all of them, they pretend to love us, even though they be milking us for all kind of money and support. But I know behind closed doors, they'll be like, I can't believe that bubbly fool right there. I don't even know what he's saying. What kind of rubbish is this? I know they are having a ball laughing at him as he's over here trying to talk about Hamas.
There's been a response from the opposition, but yes, I'm sorry.
Ain't nobody got time to be waiting 7 minutes for you to finish a statement, Joe. Hamas probably is sitting on the edge of their seat. Like, what is he trying to tell us? Would he hurry up? I don't. Look, what's wrong with this man? He has to be on pins and needles. This dude right there took forever to get that out. And I still don't even know what he's talking about. Hamas got to be shaking in their boots, listening to Joe. It's funny, but it's not.
From Hamas, but it seems to be a little over the top. We're not sure where it is. There's a continuing negotiation right now.
I'm lost for words. I don't know what that whole bunch of Hamas continue to be negotiations. Got to be careful with my words. Stuff is happening. Things are shaking. I don't know what the heck is going on. I don't know. And neither does he. Let's continue, though, because, see, if we play our cards right, show these clips, we might just flip a couple states red, brother.
I'm sitting, I mean, think about this.
Think about it.
People have pled guilty. You know, right after I was elected, I went to what they call a G7 meeting, all the NATO leaders. It was in the south of England. And I sat down and I said, America's back.
Oh, boy.
And Mitterrand from Germany, from France, looked at me and said, you know, how long are you back for?
Boy, now why is he having a mini stroke in that one eye? That's what I want to know. Hey, look, what's that? What? Are you winking? Are you winking at somebody, Joe? Do you see a tenderoni out there in the audience? Yeah. Talk to me after I get done flubbing up this speech. So here he is, bringing up the same story that he has brought up thousands of times and got it wrong many other times. And even it don't even sound the same now because his brain is broke. So it normally sounds something like, you know, for how long? That's what he says. But he's trying to fish and grasp the statement that was used to be on autopilot. He used to have this memorized, but now that part of the statement is being left off. He got to now reach out and kind of fiddle with it. Oh, this, he told me, for how, to win, you know what? Something like that. Now, that's one part of the gaffe because he's telling the story again, unlike he's always told it. The only mistakes he used to make is mixing up who he told it to. It would go from one group of people to the next. It seemed like every single crowd or diplomat he met with, he would say this, and then they would all just magically have the same response. For how long? Everybody. But now, it ain't even just him mixing up the different audience or the diplomats he's talking to. This man is talking to ghosts. Joe see dead people.
And I looked at him, and I sat down, and I said, America's back.
How you see him, Joe?
And Mitterrand from Germany, from France, looked at me.
Francois Mitterrand.
Oh.
Former president of France.
Wow. Joe must have a time-traveling machine right there, y'all. Went back in time to talk to him, said, hey, America's back. And he said, yeah, for how long? For how long? So now Joe is talking about dead people. Now, remember a couple weeks ago when Trump mixed up, who was it? Nikki Haley and Nasty Pelosi? Nasty Nikki and Nasty Pelosi? Well, all of them went crazy. I mean, absolutely crazy. I think he's obviously suffering from cerebral palsy, things that don't have nothing to do with the mind. He has an ingrown toenail. He has many, many corns on his toes. That's why he walks kind of funny. And he has bursitis in his hands. And I'm sure that affects the brain. They came up with all kind of bull crap. Said he was washed up. But now, this man's talking about a ghost. A man who died in 96?
Oh my God.
I mean, this is, and by the way, Francois Mitterrand, he's been dead since 1996. Biden wasn't even vice president then.
Wow. He wasn't even close. It wasn't even one of them things where you like, all right, the math is kind of close. Maybe there's an overlap. That man died before he was even vice president. And he dropped him in that story and blew past it. First of all, couldn't get it right between France and Germany. The president of France, France, that guy. Nobody asked any questions about his mental capacity except for Peter, who asked Black Gay Drop. And look at her response.
I get up in the morning, look at Joe and say, where the hell are we?
Yeah.
That, I believe.
Me too. Well, let's see.
And how is President Biden ever going to
Black Gay Drop knows it's coming. Oh, you see that attitude looking at Peter like, all right, come on, Peter. I know what's coming. I know what's coming. I know she hates Peter. But let's see what Peter has to ask because, see, I'm sure if it was Trump and his gaffe and they asked, what do you think about the president's gaffe? Well, I mean, it's obvious that maybe he mixed up people and there could be something going on cognitively. And, the press has a right to ask these questions. She would be all over that. But now all of a sudden we want to know about Creepy Sleepy's mentity.
convince the 3/4 of voters who are worried about his physical and mental health that he is okay, even though in Las Vegas he told a story about recently talking to a French president who died in 1996.
That's bad.
I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole with you,
I bet you aren't. Yeah, Black Gate Drop don't want none of that rabbit hole. She's like, oh, she's above that now, y'all. You know what? I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole with you, Peter, because I can't explain that. I cannot give you a rational, logical explanation of why this man is mixing up people like that to the point where this man died years ago. How about the other week when he was talking about he just took a picture with somebody who wasn't even in the state? Nah, she's back in Washington. Yeah, that's right. She couldn't have taken a picture. I'm like, how did you even, who did you take the picture with? You just said you just took a picture with her. Did you think it was her and it was somebody else? Nobody knows. This man is breaking down and embarrassing everybody, including her. So now she got to go ahead and try to just bunny hop, sweep it under the rug, blame it on Peter just being stupid. You know what? I'm not going to entertain this stuff. This is beneath me. Come on, let's continue on. But Peter ain't going to let it go.
What is
We're
the
gonna go.
rabbit hole?
Go ahead.
He said
Go
he
ahead.
talked to Mitt
Go ahead. You saw the president in Vegas, in California. You've seen the president in South Carolina.
We have. We've been seeing him stink it up in every city, every state. So yeah, what are you talking about, Blackgate? That's the best you got for us? Look, Peter, you've seen him at the president and all the... Well, yes, we have. We've been watching this dude on the wheels of steel for, 4 years now? Stinking it up? And yet, they ask you a question about a obvious gaffe, and your response is, I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole because I can't. That rabbit hole has no end. That rabbit hole right now is a hellish pit. Yeah, there's no bottom to that rabbit hole. So here she goes.
You saw him in Michigan. I'll just...
Michigan.
Go ahead.
How would you say your mental focus is?
Horrible.
Oh, it's focused.
Bullshit.
Thank you, Trump. That guy's blew out all the way. So we might just be able to flip a couple states or cities with this guy out there. Now, guys, it even gets worse. Joe Biden done messed around and showed back up in a black church again. Back to do a little pandering. He's a panderer. So now Pander Man goes back to the black church. I think he might be in North Carolina because Clyburn done ushered him in. Let's see how he does this time in the black church. Here we go.
Look at him just barging in with his shuffle.
The guys who's playing this is commentating over it. Yeah, he did come in. He did come in looking nuts. He came in walking like Chevy Chase on a National Lampoon's Vacation when he got caught in the desert. And he come walking into that gas station. His back was tight. He wasn't even focused. It was so funny. Didn't even recognize his family, walked right past him. He came walking in there just like Chevy Chase after walking in the desert for hours.
Oh, look, there's Clyburn.
Look at Clyburn.
Oh, he's got the little fake John.
Thanks for bringing me home.
Thanks for bringing me home. You know it's coming. Oh, he done read on them pander notes. Wait, who am I speaking to? The blacks? I'm going to speak to the blacks this time. Huh? Okay. Wait. What was my line again? I grew up in the black church. Attended the black. I was baptized in the black church. Something like that. Don't worry. I'll just tell them I'm, in touch with their kind. So now here he is. He's back home, y'all.
Oh, y'all think I'm kidding?
Oh, we know you're kidding.
The
You're
longest
lying.
time when I was a young public defender and a United States Senator, I went to, if you'll excuse me, an AME church. I apologize. Reverend Beeman, you brought it all back, Rev. Like I said, I was kidding with Jim. I always go to 7:30 Mass at St. Joe's, which is a church built, Catholic church built by indentured Irish servants.
It just burns me up to hear this. It burns me up to hear this man keep running that same lie back and back to back to back, and they keep bringing him back to back to back to the black church. It's sickening, man. I'm sitting there. Nobody knows this dude is it. You can, as soon as he walks in the black church, you know that story's coming. You know it. As soon as he opened up, I'm back to the black church where I belong. Yeah, I feel right at home. As soon as the music starts playing, what the heck? Is that a siren? I'm scared. We're Secret Service. It's loud. This guy right here knows nothing about the black church. He wasn't involved in the civil rights movement, and he just uses this to pander and gets away with it. Nobody calls him out for this mess. Do you understand? If Trump told one lie like this, they would ask him about that lie for the rest of his life. Every interview, they would open up with that. I want to go back to something you said back in 2018, where you said you were in a black church. Is that true? Then why did you lie to the people, Trump? They would be letting him have it. This guy tells that same lie over and over again to the point where nobody even asks anymore. They're just like, man, forget it. We know he's going to say it. They accept Joe being in a cognitive decline just like he is. They just go and write it off like, that's just Joe. That's just Joe. But you can't get away with that when you're supposed to be the leader of America. And you can't even remember not to tell the same pander lie. Nobody want to hear the pander lie over and over again.
Working for the DuPont family, it's kind of made me angry. The cornerstone of the church, 1848, says built for our Catholics. I never figured we were their Catholics.
I don't even know what the crap he's talking about. I'm sure nobody knows what the crap he's talking about. Such an embarrassment. I know Clyburn's sitting there like, I can't believe I brought this man up in this church right here. My whole credibility is online. Yeah, it should be. You're the one that helped the dude win North Carolina anyway. So now you got to bring him in, and nobody's up there next to him to save him. No Blinken standing there next to him. No Mucus on his side. No Jill. He's up there on a solo mission, mumbling about something about Irish and the black church and civil rights.
But all kidding aside, then I'd go to 10:30 Mass, 10:30 service with Reverend Beeman.
Yeah.
And during the civil rights era, when I was working hard as a young man.
Man, this man is combining so many lies into one. This dude, man, has condensed those lies into one story. And first of all, I'd wake up and go out and I'd play football on the football team from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Then after that, I'd go and I'd do mass and stuff and have the incense over the bodies and stuff like that because I was an altar boy. Then I would say, wait, before school starts, let me run over to the black church and then do some shouting and some dancing and falling out and rolling around, speaking in some type of tongues. Then after I get done with the tongues, then I run right over to the Catholic church again, and then I do mass and eat the little wafers and stuff like that. And then right after that, then I go and I save black people in the civil rights movement, all in one day. All in one day. How much lies can you condense into one statement? The lies are about to explode. He's making a nuclear bomb of lies. That's what he's just crushing all those lies together like atoms. Boy, I tell you. But he keeps getting away with it. But he wouldn't get away with it in my corner. Boy, I'd love to interview him. I'd let him have it.
Public defender.
And weren't part of the civil rights movement.
You said it, Rev. My mother would say, you gotta be who you say you are.
And my mother would say, you gotta be who you say you are. And he is not who he say he is. We don't even know the real Joe Biden. That's the funny part about it. I don't even think he knows the real Joe Biden. His whole life revolves around lies, being fake. That's why if he interviewed me, I would expose all of that. I wouldn't even worry about getting into the lies up front. I would start off with simple stuff to embarrass him. All right, Mr. Biden, thanks for coming to Kevin's Corner, creepy. Can you count to 10? What? Of course I can. 9, 8, 7, 2, 1, 3, 4, 10. Okay, not bad. All right. Can you spell Joe? Yes, G-O. Okay, yeah. Can you shake your head up and down? No, I can't. Can't do it. I would expose him on little stuff because you know he's messed up. Simple questions would expose him before I ever even get to the lies and stuff. I would like to see you walk without stumbling over to the door. Can you do that? Simple stuff to expose him. But now here he is telling more lies, pandering in the black church, and they're letting him get away with it.
Oh, powerful.
You gotta do what you say you're gonna do. Just get up.
Yeah.
Just get up. And
Who knew, though, really?
Asia Williams is from here.
Who? Asia Williams.
That woman played basketball.
But it's Wilson. Wait, here's
It's
Wilson.
That's the only reason I was coming. I thought
He's hacking up more names while he's out there trying to pander.
she was here.
Wait
I'm
for
only
it.
joking. I know she's out.
And they laugh.
Trouble with my wife. We keep coming around.
They laugh. Yeah, I hope you do get in trouble with Jill out there embarrassing everybody. I'm sure she's waiting at home with her picnic dress on, ready to slap you when you get through the door. But what's really bad, though, is watch Joe go completely blank right after he gets out of that pool pit. Let's see how that works out.
This is good, though.
Look at that. Here we go.
This is a bad one.
Check him out.
Over there.
Where?
Over there. Over here. Over there.
Where am I
No,
going?
wait.
Blessing.
Now he gets down here.
Yeah. And then we're going to do the benediction.
Now where do I go? No, back up there.
What?
Stand here. Look at his face. Look at his eyes. They're vacant.
He has no idea. His eyes are so vacant. His mouth is open. He's just, what do I do with my hands? I mean, good grief.
Incredible.
I mean, at least the guy's not something important like what, President of the United States?
Now, did y'all see that? That man stepped out of that pool pit like, help me, Rhonda, help me, Rhonda. Don't know where he's going. Just standing out there like, what? Do I come back? Hands stiff and eyeballs wide open. And I bet you everybody around him was like, what do we do? I don't know. He's supposed to be the president. Should we go over and guide him along or just let him stand there confused? Well, let's just see how long this was. And he probably was standing there until they said amen. Yeah, you know what? I didn't know where to go. I was scared. And nobody told me stuff. So I just stood here until y'all said amen. We're in trouble. And now we're snipping at a war with that guy running the country, supposed to be running the country, with this dude allegedly making decisions for everybody. The guy who can't remember people, who tell lies constantly, who don't know where to go, who I'm shocked even made it down those stairs without falling. That guy right there, the Pander Man. So here we go. The Pander Man, the creep, have destroyed America. And we have a chance, a very small window, meaning this next election, to rectify this. That's it. In my opinion, this next election will determine the future of the United States. It is that important. And so, one of the big issues, going back to it, is that funky behind border. And I'm going to tell you, I can't leave it alone. One, because it's a very serious topic right about now in our country. People are mad, but it's also a topic that could flip a lot of these states and cities. See, because everybody knows it's a mess. But what's strange about it is some of our RINOs seem to not know how big of a mess it is. So let's check out what's the word on the street amongst the RINOs.
GOP senators holding a meeting last night as more than a dozen are pushing back against the legislation. They're citing a provision that allows President Biden to temporarily suspend all border emergency for a 45-day period. Wow. The bill is also facing pushback in the House. Speaker Mike Johnson writing this in a joint statement along with other House leaders. The bill, quote, fails in every policy area needed to secure the border and is dead on arrival in the House. He's encouraging the Senate not to pass the bill.
Now, can y'all imagine if we did not win back the House? I mean, this would be the end of the world as we know it if we didn't have the House. And the Senate would have agreed, which they did, to this stupidity. I want every senator on record, every Republican senator on record, to see what they voted in regards to this horrific bill. And I mean horrific. We're going to see just how horrific it is. And if we didn't have the House, if Hakeem Jeffries was running the House, man, they would pass this mess and open us up to even more carnage coming across that border. Wow. I mean, God knows how to leave us a ram in the bush. Here we go.
President Biden shared a message to Speaker Johnson with reporters. Watch this.
We don't have enough agents. We don't have enough folks. We don't have enough judges.
Don't have enough brains. Don't have enough dignity. Don't have enough morality. Don't have enough sense. None of that. So now he's talking about we ain't got enough of all of these people down at the border. So we need to pass this bill to do what?
We don't have enough folks there. We need help. Why won't they give me the help? All the time. And now they're starting about the border. It's out of control.
Oh, now it's out of control. Yeah, now it's out of control. See, now you want to go ahead and submit to the truth that it's out of control so that you can say, hey, I could bring it back into control if the Republicans sign this bill. Now I'll confess that it's out of control when I can label you guys as the ones who are for open borders. Y'all won't support the Border Patrol, but I ain't going to tell you why. See, I'm just going to say, look, we got a bill that will solve it all, but they won't do it. Now, look, now it's out of control and they're at fault. Trying to flip it. Trying to hit us with the reverse mind trick, man. But he's about to get flipped on top of his big fat dome in a second when the Republicans respond to this.
Well, guess what?
Well, guess what?
Everything in that bipartisan bill gives me control. It gives us.
Oh, yeah. Everything in that bipartisan bill gives me control. Like you don't already have it, you big, nasty, stinking Mr. Burns, you. You already have the ability to shut this mess down without any of this stuff having to happen. If you would have came into office and did the right thing and left things just like they were when the border was under control under Trump, we wouldn't be looking at an out of control border. See, that's one thing he's not addressing.
Control without being, and still meets the needs of the people being able to come across, legally come across.
See, right there. Look at that. And still meets the needs of the people legally trying to come across. Because that's what you want. You stinking dishbag, you want more people coming across that border. You have no intentions on stopping it. What the heck is going on? I was sitting up last night thinking about this, getting mad. Getting mad. I'm sitting there saying, it's so very clear that you guys want more people coming. Because when Democrats want to stop something, they will bend every rule to stop it. They want Trump to not be on ballots. Do you see all of the steps that they're going through to stop this man? You see all of the things that they've tried to do to stop Trump. They changed rules up there in New York so that crazy chick that's up there talking about something, you're nice to talk to, Anderson. They changed the rules just so she could sue Trump. Change those rules. They done got rid of all kind of norms to sue Trump, to try to take him to prison, to get him off the ballot, impeach him twice. All of this stuff that they're willing to go through when they want something. But now for some reason, my hands are tied, don't know what to do. It's up to Congress. But in the meanwhile, we want to make sure that, the people who could come across the border legally or what they could still come. We shouldn't have them coming. That's the point. They should not be coming at all. There's key questions that I get so mad because nobody asked them. What asylum are you talking about? Do you check to see that all of these random asylum excuses meet the requirements to come across? Do you even check to see if where they're coming from, this is really going on? Who's doing the vetting? What questions are being asked? I mean, these are so many questions I have in my mind that he could never answer. But yet he's talking about the people coming across. People coming across. Before you even address the people coming across, you should address why they're coming. You should be able to justify to Americans that these people are legitimately coming because they really need asylum, not the asylum that we done bent and contorted and let all the rules and regulations down so they can get here. Not that type of asylum. He needs to be accountable to the American people when he lets 10 million folks come across this border under the guise of they're coming for asylum. You better best believe you need to justify that these people are coming for asylum. Other than that, what do? We just got to take your word for it. See, now we know that 99.999% of these people are not coming for asylum. We know that. That's why they had to let down all of the standards for asylum. See, they had to open it up and broaden it so that they can all fit into the category of asylum. So that alone needs to lead to impeachment for this guy.
It's out of control. I thought it was a secure border, Mr. President. You've been saying that for 2 years. The Senate is expected to vote on this bill tomorrow. Chris Lenzo, your reaction?
He already has the control, which I think he just simply does not understand. Joe Biden has the tools in his toolkit. He has laws, he has executive orders, which he's undone from the Trump administration to stop what is occurring at the border. But this border bill, the only person it helps is Joe Biden, because he's using it as a political tool to then go about face and blame the Republicans and saying why we don't have a safe border. Oh, it's the Republicans' fault that we're...
Get him, girl. See, this is how a common sense, rational, conservative brain see through Democrats, their schemes. I mean, before I got into politics, I have a little gift to be able to tell when people feeding you boo-boo, and trying to tell you it's chocolate. But it wasn't until I got into politics. Now I see this is boo-boo on a whole different level. I mean, I'm glad that I had the built-in boo-boo sniffer radar before I even start checking out politics, or I might have succumbed to liberalism, Trump derangement syndrome. But I came in and my antenna was going, I smell doo-doo, and they're telling me it's chocolate. Now it's all over the place. Every single time these people do something, you go, people can't see through this. This man's out here now trying to say, I can't do nothing about the border. People didn't see this guy get up there. I was surge the border. People got a right to come. And people didn't see this man opening up all kind of pathways, executive orders for these people to come in. I mean, people don't see the game. That's what kills me. But they're starting to, hopefully. But this woman's seeing through it. She's like, come on, look, this is exactly what they're doing. And it's good when you call out their real motive. And that's what Republicans need to start doing. Instead of entertaining these stupid ideas or responses that the Democrats have, just say, now what you really are doing is this. I know you're saying this, but nah, that's not what you meant. What you really meant, that's what they need to start doing, which we're going to see a group of them start doing that at the end of my show. They're fed up, y'all. Let's continue.
We're not able to pass this bill. Not to mention, the bill also helps Ukraine. $60 billion going to the Ukraine attached to what is occurring with respect to our national security. It's outrageous. The lack of accountability. I'm so glad to hear Mike Johnson is saying that it's DOA. There's no reason that this amnesty bill, which basically codifies people crossing the border, 5,000.
Wow, 5,000. Let's see. Includes 50. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So let me see. It includes 50,000 new visas. There you go. 50,000 new visas. Mandatory shutdown if average daily encounters hit 5,000 over 1 week period. Ends Biden's use of catch and release. And creates new border emergency authorities, increases border patrol recruitment so they can process more legal immigrants.
Per day should be allowed to pass. And for Republicans, any Republican, to support this, I think, in my opinion, is treasonous because it goes against all sorts of national security issues we're currently facing.
Thank you. So any Republican, fat, nasty, stinking rhino who supported that bill, you might as well be Mucus. That's who you might as well be. Because Mucus needs to be prosecuted for treason as well. He has betrayed the American people. This man has purposefully opened us up to all kind of unknown dangers that, God forbid, never come to pass, but we're already seeing them on the level of crime and stuff in these cities. But we got people in here from other countries that they ain't just about crime. These are some people who's coming from other countries that don't like the country. See, at least the criminals come to mooch off the cities and states and stuff. They come to mooch. They take advantage of the stupidity of America. But they're not coming to destroy America. They're coming to get rich off of America through crime and our ignorance. But then you got some that's saying, it ain't about crime. It's about taking down America. We don't know what their intentions are, but we know that we had a lot of terrorists come across, and not just from the Middle East. We're about to find out they're coming from everywhere. So let's continue hearing about these dumb rhinos that should be straight kicked out of the GOP for signing on to this crap.
Michael Lee, your thoughts?
Yeah, this is a slap in the face to every single hardworking man and woman in America.
Good. We got the senators that were against the bill. Oh, okay. So let's see here. I'm looking too. I'm looking. Oh, come on, man. One person I'm missing and I'm mad. Where's Senator Kennedy? He better be on this. So these were senators against the bill.
First, Speaker Johnson pointed out correctly, the Biden administration has taken 66 separate executive actions to weaken the border. We do not need more money. We do not need another law. There are laws in the books that are intentionally being not enforced to have an invited invasion of our country and a total and complete violation of our sovereignty.
Thank you. See, this is what I mean. Get straight to the core of the problem. Don't poot and fart around with it. Try to reason with it. No, they got rid of 66 of the rules that we had or whatever. Got rid of them. 66 things that was preventing this from happening. But you get rid of them. And then you try to tell us, we're securing the border. We want people coming more humane and all of this stuff. And we're coming for a better life. They should be heard. They should be heard. No, you want them here. And you don't care how you get them here. And you don't care what condition they come in. You don't care. But here he is. Now, this guy right here is doing what I like doing. Exposing their true motive. What y'all are really doing.
The $60 billion to Ukraine. In this package, the United States Marine Corps' annual budget is $53 billion.
What?
And this comes on the heels of Seymour Hersh reporting that CIA Chief Burns went to Ukraine a year ago to tell Zelensky to stop stealing so much money.
Holy moly, did you hear that? So there's rumors out there that Zelensky is stealing money, but yet we're sending more to dang on Ukraine than our budget for, who did he say, is it the Marines or is it the Army? Let me see who that was.
Seymour Hersh report of our country in a total and complete violation of our
Hold on.
We do not need more money. We do not need another law. There are laws in the books that are intentionally being not enforced to have an invited invasion of our country in a total and complete violation of our sovereignty.
Marines.
The $60 billion to Ukraine.
$60 billion.
In this package, the United States Marine Corps' annual budget is $53 billion.
$53 billion. If I'm the Marines, I'm upset. I'm saying what we just heard Biden talking about. We're running short on bullets. And he's sending want to send $60 billion to Ukraine, and that supersedes our Marines' budget.
And this comes on the heels of Seymour Hersh reporting that CIA Chief Burns went to Ukraine a year ago to tell Zelensky to stop stealing so much money.
So give him $60 billion and trust him with it, right? Just give that little teeny midget tattoo, boss, the plane, boss. Give that little teeny midget $60 billion. 60 billion. And trust that you're going to spend it right. Now you're going to give us an itemized breakdown of where all the money went, right, Zelensky? The money went back to the Democrat campaigns. Money went to, because sure enough ain't going to win in the war. Yeah, you might as well just go ahead and burn that 60 billion. Oh my God, burns me up. Okay, here we go.
Okay, this is disgusting on every single level. And any Republican that remotely supports this should either be deported to the Democrat Party.
I love it. I love that analogy. They should be deported to the Democrat Party. There you go. Since we can't get rid of all these illegal immigrants, how about we get rid of you RINOs? Deport y'all butts right on over to the Democrat Party. Go on now, get.
Or primaried and kicked out forever.
Well, that's what President Trump said to me the other day, that any Republican who signs on to this should be ashamed of themselves. I'm wondering if all of those Republicans in the Senate who are pushing this legislation are also supporting an impeachment of DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas.
Yeah.
Where do they stand on that? His job is obviously on the line. The House Rules Committee is voting overnight to send the case against him to the full chamber, with a possible floor vote on this coming as early as today. The White House, meanwhile, of course, is condemning the impeachment efforts, writing this. Impeaching Secretary Mayorkas would be an unprecedented and unconstitutional act.
Yeah, unlike trying to get Trump off the ballot, it's not unprecedented. It's not unconstitutional. Yeah, like impeaching President Trump twice. That's not unconstitutional. It's not unprecedented. Going after him for all kind of stupid stuff. He took classified documents at home. Let's lock him up. That's not unprecedented. No other president ever received that, including this creep on the screen, who had classified documents when he was a senator, But, all kind of unprecedented activities take place when it comes down to Trump. But impeaching creepy, nasty, stinking, funky mucus is unprecedented and unconstitutional.
Act of political retribution that would do nothing to solve the challenges our nation faces in securing the border, Krisha.
I mean, we know he's not going to get impeached, but we have to go forward. The Republicans have to go forward with this action, because if he is not held accountable, then we have no idea as to what is occurring. I mean, clearly, he's derelict in his duty, much like the Biden administration. And this is all happening in concert. Joe Biden, those who support him, part of his administration, are doing this purposefully. They're allowing people to come into the United States because it is helping their vote. I think they're hoping by giving people free prepaid credit cards.
Yeah. Now, once again, she's doing what I love. Getting straight to their true motive. I'm glad she's not tiptoeing around the obvious. See, a lot of people try to make other excuses because they don't want to be labeled as a replacement theorist. Look at these people. They don't want these people to come because they want to keep America white. No, because we see what you're doing. Y'all are bringing these people here in efforts to convert them into votes, especially up there in New York where they can already vote. Yeah, go give them a driver's license and stuff like that. That's exactly what they're doing, lady, and I'm glad you're calling it out.
By allowing people to come in and seek amnesty, literally terrorists coming in and seeking amnesty. This will help them gain votes in the election. Luckily, the border is the #1 issue that we're facing right now, and Joe Biden's overall ratings and poll numbers are terrible on that particular.
And we might be able to flip some cities and some states red, y'all, because of it. What this guy got to say.
Issue. Yeah, Mike, final word here.
Yeah, look, I think it's kind of a waste of time. I think Joe Biden should be the one being impeached for these things.
Yeah.
I think this is the #1 reason for impeachment, above and beyond all the corruption that he's been involved with.
Thank you. I like that guy's opinion too. See, both of them. We should have us an impeachment party. It should be synchronized impeachment. There you go. Impeaching them at the same time. And matter of fact, just go ahead and throw Raggedy Ray in there, okay, and then throw Mayor Garlic. Throw all of them. Yeah, there you go. All 4 of them impeached at the same time. That's what should happen. All of them are corrupt. Oh, Kamala, don't forget about her. Might as well sling her in there too. But yeah, Joe Biden is responsible for it all. And it seems like nobody is about to get impeached. Nobody at all. So just like that lady said before this guy, that we have to do it. You would think that we have to do it after all the stuff that they just covered. The purposeful doing away of all the things that would stop the flow of immigration, illegal immigration. Just completely abandoning the constitutional rules that, states that we shouldn't be bringing these people into our interior. They should be held somewhere. All of that stuff. Mucus has just done away with. And you would think that even though we know that the Senate would be raggedy and wouldn't, impeach, you would think we still got to do it, right? You would think in the House that we should be like, yo, man, even if it falls flat in the Senate, let's send a message. So let them know we're all on one accord. We all see what you guys are doing. However,
on this note, big news out of Washington. Congress voting down an effort to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas.
Now, 4 Republicans voted against their party's efforts, including Colorado Congressman Ken Buck.
Well, Erica, tonight's vote was historic. It was the first time since 1876 that a cabinet secretary has faced impeachment charges, and it's the first time in U.S. history that a sitting secretary has faced an impeachment vote. Take a look.
On this vote, the yeas are 214 and the nays are 216. The resolution is not adopted.
And you hear that mess? Democrats winning even when they should be losing. Winning even when they should be losing. I wonder how many of these RINOs in the House did Mitch McConnell or somebody come up to him and say, you owe us one, right? Yeah, you're not a Trumpian, are you? You're not a MAGA supporter, are you? Yeah, you're down with us. You're part of the unit party, aren't you? So when it comes down to this vote, we're expecting you to vote the right way. So now, all of this obvious evidence about mucus. And we, for some reason, get some RINOs who decide, no, let's protect mucus. Let's save mucus's job. Let's do that so he can continue doing a piss poor job. Who are these RINOs?
That was the moment today when the House Speaker announced that the resolution to impeach Alejandro Mayorkas was not adopted. Again, the vote resulting in 214 for impeachment and 216 against. Mayorkas is
Man, this burns me up. Democrats get away. They just get away with all kind of stuff that they would never let Republicans get away with. Never. Milk Dud Head, the one who pulled the fire alarm up there in the Capitol. Let's just censure him. Nope. They would have kicked this dude out of Congress. They'd have kicked him out of Congress. They kicked out one of the dudes out of Congress. I forget the guy's name. And Milk Dud is still up there. Yeah, it was stupid. I just made a mistake. I was trying to get to the vote and I just ended up pulling the fire alarm. It was stupid. That man should be kicked out of Congress. He's still running around. Then you get mucus, who have systematically destroyed our border and unleashed chaos into our cities. And what are these Republicans looking at? They seem so dumb. I would be sitting there going, what do you mean you didn't vote to impeach this dude? What, do you think he's doing a good job? Well, I mean, this guy has violated every rule possible. And yet somehow y'all conclude, well, it's not worth impeaching him. And the Democrats celebrate. They celebrate. They're going, yeah, we even get away with stuff when we're not in power.
Accused of not enforcing immigration laws and lying to Congress about the border being secure. However, some are calling the impeachment a political stunt. So many Republicans feel that Mayorkas has mishandled the border crisis and want him out. However, Republican Congressman Ken Buck voted against his party, telling ABC News Tonight that he committed no crimes.
He is not instituting the Remain in Mexico policy that President Trump had. He's not instituting the agreements with Honduras, Guatemala, El Salvador. He's not doing a lot of the things, finishing the wall, that would help alleviate the crisis. But those are policy differences, not a crime.
Somebody need to kick Ken Buck's butt. So he just went down to all of the things that this guy is not doing and then concluded, but he's not committing a crime. He's not doing what he's supposed to do according to the Constitution. He swore to protect us. His job is to keep the homeland safe. Do you think he's doing that, King Butts? Ken Butts. That's what your new name is, Ken Butt. You think he's doing that when we got Russians, Chinese, Arabs that's coming from countries that don't like us and they're all coming into the country? You think he's doing that? Oh, well, he's not committing a crime. What do you mean he's not committing a crime? He's setting us up to be vulnerable for whatever. But Ken Buck somehow concluded, well, after all of that I just mentioned, he's still not committing a crime.
Literally, his job is to secure the homeland, and he's refusing to do it.
And tonight's vote stalls the GOP's drive to hold the Biden administration responsible for the border crisis. And meanwhile, the House will likely revisit impeachment plans against Mayorkas.
And it'll only fall flat if we leave it up to the RINOs. Is Ken Butt going to still be in Congress? Or did he decide this is my last time? I hope this is last time. I hope there are many non-MAGA Republicans that are either getting out or going to be primaried. We got to get their butts out of here. All of them. Somebody said Crenshaw. Oh, man. Collins, McConnell, Graham, all of them. They all need to go. And I'm sure there's some more. So, guys, my man Mike has to come out and combat what Joe Biden was saying earlier about it's the Republicans. It's the Republicans that don't want to solve the border crisis.
There is an inescapable fact that all the American people know, everybody, it doesn't matter what political party you're in.
Unless you
Joe
don't.
Biden and his administration have created a catastrophe on the border. Everybody knows it. The American people are demanding that we do something about it. We're trying. As you all well know, many months ago, the House Republican majority passed H.R. 2. That's our Secure the Border Act, which has all the necessary provisions to get this catastrophe under control.
Yeah, but they don't want to get it under control. See? Yeah, Secure the Border Act. No, we're going to counter that with a bill that unsecures the border.
Why did we pass the legislation? We passed it because the president has refused to use his executive authority to reverse the catastrophe that he used his executive authority to create.
Now, isn't that odd? He used his executive authority to get rid of everything that secured the border. Now he refuses to use his executive authority to reinstall everything that secured the border. So he undid it. But now he don't want to redo it. For some reason, now he forgot that he has that executive power. Now all of a sudden, it's out of my hands. It's kind of like when Black Gay Drop on my show where I was showing where, what's the remaining, what was it? Something 42. I forget the name of it. When they wanted it removed. What was it? Something 42 or something like that, where it was supposed to expire. And they went and sued so that they could get Title 42. Thank you. Title 42. Yeah. They're up there talking about, well, we have no choice. I mean, we have to, obey the law. It's the law. But you guys sued to get rid of it. Sued to get rid of it. Now, isn't that odd? Y'all do everything you can to get rid of anything that would stop this mess, but then for some reason, pretend that you don't have the power to solve it. You could have said, look, we want an extension on Title 42. Just like he could say, bring back all of these executive orders that Trump had that had made this thing palatable. But nope, now all of a sudden I can't do nothing.
That's the fact. We're desperate to try to get this done. We've been trying for 9 months, longer, to reverse the damage that they've done. The president has refused to act. It's been noted this morning, today, Homeland Security Committee will take the next necessary step that's available to us, marking up and passing articles of impeachment for Secretary Mayorkas. He has presided over and helped usher in the largest illegal immigration catastrophe in our nation's history.
Wow. Yeah, go pat yourself on the back, mucus. Maybe you can cough up some of that phlegm. So here he is. He's resided over the worst immigration problem in our history. Yes, I am proud of my work. I did exactly what they brought me in to do, which is break the border and flood America with millions and millions of illegal immigrants before we get our butts kicked in November. Now, we don't need to just kick their butts. We need to kick their butts out. We need to kick their butts so bad that we don't need them for nothing, man. We need to kick their butts in the House and in the Senate and in the executive branch. We need to wear their tails out so that we can actually get some immigration stuff passed without relying on their stupid votes. And that includes getting out our RINOs. Then, just in case they think they accomplished their goal, which is bring so many of these people in here that the next president won't have the will or fortitude to say, I don't care how much of a pain in the butt it is. I don't care how inconvenient it might be. I don't care how laborious it might be. We got to go around and get these people out. Round them up. That's what we need to do. Round them up. We got 4 years to do it. Round them up. I would hire so many people. ICE would be flooded. I'd be like, go get them. Bring them all back to wherever they came from.
Not even close. Again, this is a self-evident truth that everyone knows. He has willfully undermined America's laws. He's made false statements to Congress and the American people. He made false statements to me personally in the Judiciary Committee many months ago. And he has handicapped law enforcement. Just last week, we received word that more than 302,000 illegal immigrants crossed our border in December alone.
How can you justify that? How can you be proud of that? How can you tell the American people that you got operational control? How can you blame the Republicans for that? So 300 and something thousand people's in December alone. That makes me want to get so high, even though I don't take drugs. There you go. I mean, that is a blow to the testicles right there. How many? Oh, 300,000 folks in 1 month. That man done broke a record that I don't think we'll ever see again. Ever see again broken. Well, then again, if the Democrats get back in, they'll probably break that. Or should I say, he'll probably break his own record before the end of his term. 300,000, my goal is 500,000 in 1 month.
302,000 in 1 month. It continues. But that barely made headlines. Why? Because that's the new normal.
And that's sad. I mean, this should have been, imagine this was about 10 years ago. The news would be going, this is unprecedented. We can't believe that 300,000 people came across. Was there a flood somewhere? Was it a natural catastrophe? Why are these people? And yet this happened in 1 month and we barely heard about it. If you don't follow politics, if you're not mad over this border and always going, what's going on down there at that border? You would have no idea that 300,000 people came across that border.
Under Secretary Mayorkas' lack of leadership. And it is the result of a collection of deliberate policy choices by the Secretary and this administration. In fact, we've documented over 64 specific actions that the president and his administration have taken to undermine America's border security.
And I wonder why they're not answering for that. See, it's one thing to document it, but I would be going, hey, here's 64 things y'all took away. Why? Did you not think this would work? Even though it was working, it showed it was proven to be working. Well, it's not moral. That doesn't. That the people they gotta be humane, and Congress needs the same bullcrap that they continue to throw out there when you highlight all the things that would stop this border from being broken. You say, man, these are smart things that could stop this. They're not we're honoring our the long-standing open border policies with they start to try to rebut that stuff. We're talking about we're supposed to be open, humane, bringing these people in. I would read that mess right down there and go, why'd y'all take all this stuff away? What could be your goal and motive for doing that? Did you not realize by removing this that it would create this problem? See, these are things that would make them look stupid trying to answer. What did you think would happen when you took away 64 of these right here? Did you think things would get better or worse? Is it your goal to make it worse? That's why I need that. Man, I want a temporary pass in Congress. I want to be a stunt double for one session in Congress so I could let Mucus have it. He'll look over there, they'll be like, all right, now we're going to hear from J.D. Vance. Wait, he's not J.D. Vance. Who is he? Well, I'm J.D. Vance's stunt double. My name is Kevin from Kevin's Corner. I'll be fielding all the questions for J.D. Vance. I'm standing in for him. Starting with you, Mucus. Unreal.
Starting within hours of President Biden's inauguration. Normally, presidents, as you know, use their first few days in office to set the tone for their entire term. He did that on his first day.
Yep, because that was their goal. He set the tone right off rip. Let us know that we're an open border country. He even did that before they stuck him in there, talking about some, if I were you, I'd tell him to search the border. And yet they're trying to tell us that their goal was not to break the border. Their goal is to have operational control and have this done in a humane way. The man said before he was even installed, search the border.
President Biden effectively dissolved our border, and Secretary Mayorkas rolled out a welcome mat to millions and millions of illegal immigrants.
Absolutely. And gave them an app and everything, y'all. Yeah, now all you got to do is go ahead and schedule your asylum meeting with the Border Patrol before you even get there. I'm coming. 1 second, man. I got to schedule my asylum thing. How you do this? This app says, okay, Mucus told me to schedule coming to America. I'll be there in 3 days. We look stupid. We look 100% stupid and weak.
And that's what we've seen for the past 3 years. It was just 4 months into his term as the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security that Mr. Mayorkas appeared before us and the Judiciary Committee. And I told him on that day in a clip that many people have seen that he needed to prepare his resume because it became immediately apparent to us that he was not doing his job. In fact, he was undermining the very system that he was supposed to administer.
Well, that's nice and all. Those are big words, a lot of talk, prepare your resume, all that stuff. When we can't even get all of the Republicans to sign on for an impeachment, all this stuff, all this data he's talking about, all of this, they bring Mucus up there constantly and expose this man's lies, corruption, efforts to destroy the border, how dangerous he's created this situation to be. They do this all the time. And yet some of these Republicans, RINOs, they just, for whatever reason, overlook all of that stuff. So what? He lied to us about 7 million times. So what? He removed all the things that would stop this from happening. So what? He refused to plug the leak. So what? He's opened us up to potential terrorists, gang violence, rape, murder. So what? He ain't did nothing wrong. So exposing this and dropping it out there, and yet we can't get all of our Republicans on one accord to at least set an example, make it uncomfortable for the man, something. Even if, I don't even know why Republicans in the House wouldn't vote for this, knowing that, hey, I can vote for it and at least look good on paper because I know the Senate is not going to impeach this man. They ain't going to find him guilty. So at least let me go ahead and do a show vote right here. Well, I'm trying to get reelected, so I got to pretend. Because if you're telling me you are a House member that didn't vote for impeachment because you don't think Mucus is guilty, what you just did is expose to us that you are a part of the Uniparty. You are a 100% rhino, and I hope you get primaried.
Now the president, this is laughable. The president is trying to switch, flip the script. He wants to try to blame House Republicans in some way for the national security and humanitarian catastrophes that he caused. I can't make a full judgment on the national security supplemental as the full details have not yet been released, but based on the news reports of this agreement that have been leaked, that Secretary Mayorkas, by the way, helped negotiate, it seems the new authority to shut down the border would kick in only after as many as 5,000 illegal crossings happen each day.
Yeah, and that's productive. That right there solves the problem. Yeah, just reduce it from unlimited to 5,000 a day. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and they want Republicans to say, well, that's reasonable. Let's go ahead and sign on for that.
Why? Why would we do that?
Because they want open borders. There you go. There's no rationale for that. The people in America don't want that. But yet, the Democrats want it. See, these are questions that I have. These are things that the Republicans should be highlighting and putting on every billboard, every news network. They should be dropping commercial after commercial. The Democrats want a bill passed that will allow 5,000 illegal immigrants a day when we're already overwhelmed with illegal immigrants now. If you live in a city where illegal immigrants are running rampant, you might want to change your vote to red. Unless you want your whole neighborhood overran by legal immigrants. So there's no rational, logical reason, considering we are already packed with illegal immigrants, to say, you know what, we need more illegal immigrants. 5,000 a day. 5,000 a day.
Illegal immigration is illegal. It is against the law. Why would you tolerate 5,000 a day before you sought to enforce the law? That would be surrender.
That would be surrender. That's exactly what it would be. Because, see, the Democrats don't recognize illegal immigration as illegal. You know, you have Mucus that did everything he can to create the perception that these people are legally coming here. You know, port of entry, broaden all the excuses for asylum. We all know that that's all done to try to create the perception that these people aren't illegally coming. Let's try to make it look like they're legal. So what these lawless Democrats are doing is trying to straddle the fence and say, well, technically not legal because we made it look like it's not legal, but we all know it is. We all know it is. So now what that would tell all the rest of the people in South America and around the whole globe that we tapped out. We've broken down. It's too much for us. So we'll just tolerate, 5,000. That's like saying, you know what? I'll tolerate a little theft, which Democrats do. See, this is how they roll. I don't even see how they are able to govern in any state or in any city. They tolerate a little bit of this, tolerate a little bit of that. We'll tolerate a little bit of theft, long as it's not over 900. We'll tolerate that. We'll tolerate a little bit of violence politically. We'll tolerate that, long as it benefits us. Long as it benefits us. And we'll tolerate illegal immigrants overrunning your cities, using up your resources, and all of that stuff, and committing crimes, because it benefits us.
The goal should be zero illegal crossings a day, not 5,000. And all the president's authority should be utilized at zero. Many of you may know about this letter that we received, an alarming letter, dated January 17th. Dear Mr. Speaker.
Listen to this from these former Intel community people who actually are legit, not the ones who their laptop was all the earmarks of Russian disinformation, not those kind. Real legitimate ones that are seeing what's going on in our country, and they are really concerned. And this is scary right here. And the Biden administration just completely ignored this. They ignore all of the Border Patrol, people who say this is dangerous, all of the sheriffs down there that says, look, we see what's happening. This is horrible. This is opening us up to danger. All of the police officers up there in New York just saying, we can't control this. We don't know who these people are. They just act like this doesn't matter. They act like these professionals on the street, their opinions, their assessment doesn't matter. They don't even want to hear it. They don't even want to address it. They bring these people up to Congress that will testify that we need a border wall. We need this. We need that. Catch and release is stupid. We need all of these things. And they will say that we are here trying to help the men and women do their job at the border. Well, are you listening to them? They're saying we need barbed wire. They're saying we need the little floaty things in the water. They're saying we need a wall. They're saying that people need to stay in Mexico, and you're going, they need the access, so therefore we're going to sue to make it easier for all of these people to come across the border. And now you hear these people telling us all how dangerous this is. And that is why Biden and Mucus and anybody else that broke this border should go straight to the slammer. Because if anything happened as a result, listen to this, they should go to jail.
Chairman, leaders, as former senior executives of the Federal Bureau of Investigation with deep experience combating dangers to the nation, we write to express our concern about a current specific threat that may be one of the most pernicious ever to menace the United States. The threat we call out today is new and unfamiliar.
New and unfamiliar. So here we are, been wasting all our time with technology, building up our military to keep the country safe, keep us from getting invaded and overtaken by a hostile country, only to have people from the inside create a new threat that we weren't even prepared for. Hey, we never could imagine us opening up the gates for an invasion on purpose. Yeah, we never see, we're sitting here waiting like, all right, if any jets come, we can fire and knock them out the sky. If we see soldiers running over the hill, we got all kind of stuff to say. Wait a minute. So we just opened up the border and we ain't checking these people, and they're coming from all of the countries who don't. We ain't never seen that like this. We never thought our leaders would betray us and be this stupid. So we didn't prepare for this.
In its modern history, the U.S. has never suffered an invasion of the homeland, and yet one is unfolding now. Military-aged men from across the globe.
What? Military-aged men? Wait, I thought they were all women and kids that were just coming for a better life.
Many from countries or regions not friendly to the United States.
What? I thought they were all coming from South America, Guatemala, and all of these places, Honduras, all of these places because of climate change and gang violence and stuff. So I don't know many countries in South America that are hostile towards us or hate us. So then what countries could you be talking about, Mike? Huh? Because you can't tell me that people are coming here from other continents.
Are landing in waves on our soil by the thousands, not by splashing ashore from a ship or parachuting from a plane, but rather by foot.
They're riding in on mucus. There it is. Surfboarding right on into our country on mucus. Mucus right now has rolled out the carpet for all of them. Non-discrimination against people from other continents whatsoever. None. Don't even say, hey, whoa, man. I don't want to stereotype you, but you look Chinese. You don't look like you're Latino. Speak some Spanish. Well, my Spanish is no good. I forgot how to speak Spanish when I was down in Guatemala. Yeah, you don't even stop. You see all the brothers from other continents? I'm like, where do these Africans come from? They don't live in South America. Where are these Russians coming from? These are very, very pale-looking Latinos. But yet, come on in, everybody. Everybody come on in. God, this burns me up, man. This burns me. He needs to be thrown in the slammer.
Across a border that has been accurately advertised around the world as largely unprotected with ready access granted.
That's why they're coming. Everybody knows it's an open joke. Well, you know the border's open in America, even though Kamala Harris got up there and said, if you're coming here illegally, don't. Don't. Everybody knows. It's advertised. Our border's open. When you go down there and you see them interviewing illegal immigrants at the border, they say, is our border open? They all go, see? They know it's open. Yeah. Why do you think they're walking straight up to Border Patrol? The word is out. You don't think people would take advantage of this? It's crazy how these leaders are pretending to be dumb and not recognizing the risk that they're putting us all in. Yeah, they're not able to even pretend to discriminate against folks that's coming from South America. How do you justify people coming from other continents for asylum? Man.
It would be difficult to overstate the danger represented by the presence inside our borders of what is comparatively a multi-division army of young single adult males from hostile nations and regions whose background, intent, and or allegiance is completely unknown.
Wow. It's hard to even explain the danger that mucus and the Biden administration has put us in. That's what they're saying. Yeah, they pretty much has allowed an army of young war-age men from all over the continent to come into our country while lying to us the whole time, saying they're mostly women and children. So now, in 3.5 years, roughly, we got 10 million people. 80% or so of them are men, even though they've been lying to us. That's not including the 2 million gotaways, which we have no idea what they are. Are they men or women? Probably mostly men. Could be criminals. If you are a gotaway, when we got an open border, my question is, why did you sneak when all you got to do is go through the point of entry? That's my question. Yeah. Why not just get in a big fat line and say, all right, I'm next? So all of them people decided it would be better for us to sneak in. So what are you hiding? We done made it easy for y'all to come in.
They include individuals encountered by border officials and then possibly released into the country, along with a shockingly high estimate of gotaways, meaning those who have entered and evaded apprehension. The country possesses dramatically diminished national security at this time because of this invasion, as our former FBI and intel officials said. They said
I've never felt more unsafe in America than I do right now with the Biden administration running the country. Never felt this. I mean, from a non-national aspect, I mean, all these other countries gaining power and momentum, taking advantage of our stupidity and our weakness. Then internally, they are doing everything to make us a wounded duck. A wounded duck, sending money all over the place, letting our cities just collapse, letting violence and crime run rampant, bringing everybody from all over the globe into the country. I mean, I've never felt this unsafe in our country. And yet they always are hinting around to getting our guns too. Go figure. And make us even feel more unsafe.
we would be remiss not to call out this potentially grave threat in most direct terms. The warning lights are blinking. Any violation of the nation's immigration laws increases risk, but the surge in numbers of single military-aged males descending upon American cities and towns is alarming and perilous. Additionally, they are not from terror-linked regions. They are not just from terror-linked regions, but from China and Russia as well.
Well, look at that. And they always wanted about Pootie. You heard Mr. Burns out there the other day. One day we might find ourselves over in fighting in Europe because of Putin trying to take over. And Putin don't have to take over from over there. Hey, he's sending people right across our border. Chuck Schumer. China, why invade them? Why invade the U.S.? Just send a whole bunch of Chinese nationals right on across our border. Right now, if all of these war-age men decided to form an army within our country, do you understand? We'd be in trouble. Yeah, probably about 9 million strong men just decide we're just going to go ahead and go crazy in America. We're going to go ahead and just start robbing, shooting, taking over companies. We're just going to go ahead and wreak havoc. We're going to lock down New York. We'd have to have the National Guard come in here. We would have to bring the military. Because, man, that's not including the ones that got here before mucus got in. The estimation is about 24 to 30 million illegal immigrants that were already here before mucus and them got in office anyway. So you add on top of that another 10 plus 2 million gotaways. We're probably somewhere up close to 40 million illegal immigrants in the country. Now, if they all just want, and I know it never happened like this, but just imagine if they all just turned on our country. This would be a mess from the inside out. We'd be like, oh crap, what do we do? They're everywhere. We're overwhelmed. How can we decipher, all right, who's an American citizen, who's not? That would be a complete mess.
Hostile adversaries of the U.S. with aspirations to devastate national infrastructure. The country has been invaded, an invasion that will continue as long as the nation's enemies perceive it will be tolerated.
Thank you. So we've been invaded. Y'all saw my show the other day when they stopped all of those Chinese nationals. Chinese nationals. Why are y'all here? I mean, do we really expect that Xi let y'all just leave the country? Huh? I mean, I'm pretty sure he got his ear to the street on everything. But somehow, all these Chinese nationals been coming month to month to month to month to month. We got people from Russia, we got people from China. These are countries that don't like us. Do you think Russia would let a lot of Americans just come into their country? Do you think China will allow a lot of... None of these countries are dumb, but we are. We are. I mean, do you think these people are going to come here and say, now I'm about to blend in and assimilate and fall in love with America like it's my home country? Or do you think they probably would be loyal to China and Russia and Iran and Afghanistan? But yet we're dumb enough to say, well, come on in. We trust you won't harm us. Come on.
It's signed by all these former officials of the FBI and intelligence. Listen, this is not a game. We took 64 House Republicans down to Eagle Pass, to the epicenter, the Del Rio sector, South Texas, January 3rd. And we talked to the border officials there. We talked to the sheriffs who were given the impossible task of trying to patrol these areas that they have jurisdiction over.
The impossible task. See, I wonder if Mucus went down there and talked to them. I wonder if Black Gay Drop, after suing to get those wires taken down and then getting up here lying and saying we're doing it for Border Patrol. They need access. They need access. Tony Blinken, they need access. Peter, they need access. Not Tony Blinken, but I call him Kermit the Frog. John Kirby, well, Peter, I mean, he's asking, why are you making it easier for illegal immigrants to go? What do you mean, Peter? Well, you wanted the barbed wire taken out. Well, no, that's because they needed access. Access to what? We're doing it to help them do their job. They're not asking for it. You guys want it down. See, so now all of a sudden, the real people responsible for keeping the border safe are telling us what's really going on down there.
We talked to the state officials in Texas, and what they told us there is that at the Del Rio sector, by way of example, 60 to 70% of the people that cross there are single adult males within these ages, maybe 18 to 40. We saw this with our own two eyes. We talked to people on the ground. We have an unmitigated crisis.
Now, I wonder if Mucus knows that. He does. He don't care. He's okay with bringing all of these men who now we see a whole bunch of them up there in New York beating up people. Riding around on scooters, snatching stuff. Yeah, there you go. And don't even want to record the crime that illegal immigrants are even committing. Because we don't want those stats, do we? We don't want those stats.
The president can take executive authority immediately, and he's pretending as though he does not know that. It's outrageous. The American people are demanding action. We are going to deliver it in every way we possibly can.
Thank you. I'm glad that Mike at least called out the motive. Don't tell me you can't stop it, creepy. I'm sick of hearing you talk about some, you know what, if Congress and the Republicans. No, you're the president. You could stop this. Y'all fought Trump the whole time on this, and he still found a way to shut down that border. Against any help, Republicans and Democrats. And he managed to do it. And yet Creepy's over going, don't know what to do. I know how to undo stuff, but I don't know how to do stuff. So now, somebody said, dang, 8:30 already. You're right. But guess what? We only had 3 more minutes of stuff to talk about because I'm going to end with some good news. We finally have some MAGA Republicans that decided to fight for Trump in regards to this stupid narrative of J6. I'm so glad because, see, I used to complain about this. I'm saying, where are all the Republicans? Why are they entertaining this lie that the Democrats and the fake news are always pushing? They always start off with, he launched an insurrection. You know what? Insurrection. Nobody stops to say, wait, whoa. We're not going to tolerate y'all continuing to say Trump launched an insurrection when he wasn't charged for insurrection. None of these people were charged for insurrection. The FBI didn't declare that it was insurrection. But we just sit back and let y'all continue to brainwash American citizens, bludgeon Trump, and none of them would defend him. They would all just let him say insurrection. He's an insurrectionist. These people are insurrection. Well, now we got some MAGA folks that decided to come out and say, enough is enough with the insurrection label. Let's see what they got to say.
I want to point out a couple of obvious statements. These have been out there from the very beginning. One is right here. You want to talk about inciting violence, inciting an insurrection. You want to talk about the ideas of promoting violence. Well, right here, you've got Kamala Harris, who is actually trying to raise funds for the very people who are setting fire to our cities in 2020.
Kamala? Now somebody go and rub the Democrats' nose in that. Yeah, do you remember her saying that? What do you got to say about that? Is she inspiring an insurrection? Did she? Huh? Should she be impeached? Should she be on trial for a sedition?
Why don't we go look at Minneapolis? Why don't we go look at Seattle, New York, Baltimore?
Yeah.
Why don't we look at what CHOP was doing, what was being encouraged? Why don't we look at Maxwell Waters, who said we need to be more confrontational, or Nancy Pelosi, the former speaker, who said, I'm surprised there's not more people out in the streets rioting.
Woo, we're not gonna take it. You telling me they fighting back by highlighting all of these raggedy Democrats? Now understand, guys, that man just ripped off city after city after city. See, all we hear is one thing, J6 at the Capitol. Yeah, we're talking about a plethora of what they call insurrection going on across the country. Multiple places, trying to burn down buildings with people inside of it, taking over blocks, all of that. Trying to even invade the White House when Trump was there. All encouraged by the Democrats, mostly peaceful protests. In fact, let's bail them out. In fact, let's say, I don't know why there's not uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be. Yeah. Not to even mention, if you see anybody, and I mean anybody, at a grocery store, a gas station, a theater, you get up in their face and you tell them you're not welcome anymore. All of that mess. So now we're highlighting that because these people, according to them, all of these other people should be on trial for insurrection too.
Now let's look at what President Trump said, however.
Ooh.
He said these things and events that happen when a sacred landslide election victory is so unceremoniously and viciously stripped away from great patriots who have been badly and unfairly treated for so long, go home with love and in peace.
Now that sounds pretty insurrectionist, guys. Listen to that dog whistle. Go home with love and peace. And Soul Train is coming. Come on along, Soul Train is coming. So now here's Trump coming out and saying, go home with love and peace. But somehow they get the interpretation insurrection. They're running around saying Trump encouraged an insurrection by saying, go home with love and peace. Wow. Well, now. Yeah, it's hard to spin that. It's hard to go ahead and misinterpret what he said unless you just leave that out, which that's what they do. They never come out and say, Trump said, go over and let your voices peacefully be heard. They just say, Trump said, go over to the Capitol.
remember this day forever. Well, you're right. The media did remember this day forever, and so did the left, who continued to try and vilify it as something that it is not. But let me be clear. President Trump did not incite violence. This was not an insurrection. If this is an insurrection, then what about all the pro-Hamas members who sit in our Capitol and disrupt legislation, which just happened last week? Was that an insurrection? It was an...
Oh, I'm loving it. Finally got some MAGA Republicans that decided I'm sick of hearing this. Do you understand how much I am sick of hearing about insurrection, 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 insurrection? Constantly, all over the place, man. Burns me up. That, between that and racism. Yeah, white supremacy, white national, white national. Between those two things, insurrection, white supremacy, all of that, racism, drives me nuts every time I hear it. That is why every chance I get, I like to expose the lie about J6, because I don't want them to ever feel like they need to bring this up in our faces for the next 20 years as if this was a legitimate threat to the homeland. No, the threat to the homeland is coming across our border. The threat to the homeland are the people over in the White House that is opening us up to an invasion. That's a threat to the homeland. White nationalism ain't got nothing on mucus. Nothing. So let's continue.
An unarmed group who's disrupting federal legislative process. That's what everyone in the media and all the left continues to try and claim. But the bottom line is that it was never about policing, and it was all about politics.
Uh-oh. He's doing what I love. He's calling out their motive. Y'all got people thinking this is about justice. This is about defending our democracy. Yeah, and nobody ever questions it. Nobody ever calls it out and says, no. It's not about that. See, yeah, you're not going to fool us with this. You're not going to gaslight us. In fact, every time we hear it, we're going to say, I hear what you're saying with your lips, but let me tell you what your sub-motive is. Yeah, let me tell you what's really down in your heart. Let me read you. Open you up, expose you. As your mouth is saying, we're here to defend our democracy. We almost lost our democracy on J6. Nope. You are trying to protect your future power by deeming Trump to be an insurrectionist, an effort to hopefully keep him from running against y'all in 2024. There you go. Now, I'm sorry I had to go ahead and interpret for you since you wouldn't tell the truth.
This is election interference. This is trying to remove someone that they know will be the president of the United States. Someone who was the 45th, 46th, and will be the 47th president of the United States.
Oh, this man got cojones. See, he even went one step further. Said 45th, 46th, and 47. So wait, 40, wait, he'd be 46? What did he just say? I got my numbers all mixed up. Let me hear it again. Let's see. Here we go.
United States. Someone who was the 45th,
46th, 46th,
and will be the 47th president.
There we go. 45th, 46th, meaning this. He also believes that Trump won that last election. Now, boy, he must be a MAGA Republican, because you know they'll label him all kind of stuff. Oh, yeah, you know what? You're undermining our democracy, and you're creating doubt in our institutions. My man's like, so what? I think Trump won it, and he's about to win it again. He should. As a matter of fact, they should give him another term for the one they stole. Let him win this one, and then give him one more, because you stole the one before.
President of the United States. This is about ensuring that they can try and remove him from the ballot by attacking his family, by attacking his businesses, by claiming that there was a false narrative set up for fraud regarding the actual valuation of his property Mar-a-Lago, which 20 years ago was valued higher than what they're trying to claim it is today.
Yeah, because they're all economists and stuff. Queen Latifah up there. You know what? I think it's worth $1 million. Okay, is that too low? Okay, wait. Well, what number you think? Because Democrats don't know nothing about numbers. They don't know nothing about money, the value of money. They spend it all over the place. Just like Cori Bush when she was asked that question about how much the rich should pay. Let's just say the 47%. Just pulling numbers out the butt. So they're up here trying to say Trump's property was overvalued. They're up here saying this crazy chick, Eugene or whatever. Yeah, she has a legitimate claim. Did y'all see her on TV? Y'all see her on TV up here boasting about what she was going to do with the $83 million that she supposedly won? Y'all see that? She's not insane, though. She's not crazy. She looks very truthful. She's sitting there talking to Rachel Madcow, boasting about going on a shopping spree with the money that she got from Trump. Yeah, as you guys allow her to get away with that crap just to get Trump, making that crazy chick rich just to try to bash Trump. All of this other crap they've been coming at Trump with is all designed to milk his pockets, to ruin his reputation, and potentially get him thrown in jail or stop him from even being able to run. And this man's calling it out.
This is about lawfare, whether it be Fannie Willis in the DA's office, whether it be the AGs, whether it be the Department of Injustice. The bottom line is that this was never about trying to prosecute the president and all about trying to have him removed for election interference.
Yeah.
Let me be clear. The United States House of Representatives stand strongly and firmly behind the president. We will not allow the lies out of the media and the left to continue on, and I am honored to stand here and support my good friend and colleague, another Florida man, Representative Matt Gaetz, and our chairwoman, Elise Stefanik, to make sure that we once and for all put it to bed that President Trump did not incite violence. He did not lead an insurrectionist. What he did was he stood for the American people, and I'll stand for him.
Thank you. About darn time. Man, it burns me up when I would hear Republicans go on these whack networks or a reporter catch them, and the reporter just keeps saying insurrection, and they won't even stop them. They won't even correct them. Yeah, they pretend that this is a legitimate statement, or like they didn't hear insurrection. That would be my first thing. Hold on, whoa, did you say insurrection? No, it wasn't an insurrection. They should have been stopping this when it first started, but they entertained it. They allowed the fake news to bully them and to make it seem like, well, if you don't straight come out and condemn it and recognize it as an insurrection, then of course we're going to throw you in the category as an ultra MAGA crazy conspiracy theorist that sided with Trump and maybe even conspired with Trump for the insurrection. So they would pretend that this is we're going to let the courts play out. We're going to see how things are. And I'm going, you didn't catch the fact that they just been dropping insurrection out there, insurrection, and never stopped to say, wait, what insurrection are you talking about? What did the FBI claim? Oh, so you're better than the FBI now? Even as raggedy as they are, you would have thought that they would have said it's an insurrection. Much as they hate Trump, the deep state, they couldn't even label it as an insurrection, but the media has, the Democrats have, the J6 committee just determined it, and then you got all of these fake behind judges in liberal cities just decide, well, based on the J6 thing, we recognize that Trump was involved in an insurrection. That is only because the Republicans have tolerated this narrative, and they have not fought back to combat it and support President Trump enough. And these people are. So thank God and kudos to them. We need more. But unfortunately, we're plagued with an infestation of RINOs. Ugh. Nothing I hate more than a RINO. So God bless y'all. God bless America. We'll see how this all plays out. But boy, this border situation got me boiling, man. Boiling. Oh, boy. And it's only getting worse. Our RINOs ain't doing nothing to stop it, and mucus sure ain't gonna do nothing to stop it. Thank goodness Abbott's down there doing the best he can, and who knows. But we'll see how this all plays out. Hopefully we can stop the bleeding before we bleed out. So I will be back here tomorrow at, I salute you too. I will be back here tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Be here, be square. Yeah, look at that, man. We are averaging up in the threes and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys watching. Those that said they've been having problems with notifications and being unsubscribed, I would definitely relay this over to YouTube, and we'll see what they got to say about it. They'll give me some more lame excuses. What? That's crazy. I ain't heard nothing about that, man. What? For real? They ain't getting notifications? Hey, you know what? They should check their own stuff because, lying to me. Please check out the corner store, Kevin's Corner Store. You might like some things in there. I let y'all see Gizmo yesterday to show y'all that he got some gear in there too. Somehow he made his presence known in my store. I don't know how that happened. Just because he's so cute. And then also, if you want to support the channel by contributing to my monthly fundraiser, the link is right below this video. I appreciate all that you do, all that you give, and including your time, all the things that you guys sacrifice to support my channel. I appreciate it. Follow me on Rumble and subscribe to my alternative channel so we can get that over 1,000 and go from there. Okay. Besides that, I think we're out. Yeah, man. Might have to go down to Texas and volunteer. I need me to help start getting these people out of here. Yeah, doesn't look like Mucus is doing it. So we'll see y'all tomorrow in Kevin's Corner. Let's bounce. Don't forget, text this number too. MAGA to that number so you can stay in touch. Now, let's bounce, baby. Bounce, baby. Bounce, 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 baby.
This is awesome. Got our hands round
Yeah. See y'all tomorrow. Kevin's Corner. Take care.